Hey friends and soul family, I know it's been a while. Y'all haven't heard from me. Well, you've heard from me, but you haven't really seen my face. Hello. I'm gonna do a quick collective reading again. I know it's been a minute, but let's get into it. And again, if you're new here, it's a collective reading. So if the message resonates, keep it. If it doesn't resonate, let that shit go. It wasn't meant for you to hear. And a lot of the time when I'm doing collective readings, the message is for me. So let's see. I didn't even shuffle, and that one already came out. So Father of Pentacles, we're on the way to stability, okay? Even if right now it's not feeling like things are secure, you're working on creating a steady life for yourself. And for some of us, that might even look like entrepreneurship. So, and it doesn't mean tomorrow you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be rich and all of these things. It means you're making the right choices, the right decisions, you're doing the hard work to get yourself to the point where you're gonna be your own boss. Because who the fuck wants to work for this country? Not us, right? Not us. And if you want to get very specific, this is the Father of Pentacles, right? So it can also very specifically point to a man who really, really, really wants to focus on prioritizing his stability, his passions, his job, things like that. So if you're a man and this is hitting, the message is gonna hit, that's what you're focusing on. This is what this next chapter is for you. Your family, your job, your home life, creating stability, being in charge, being your own boss. And if you're a woman and you're seeing this collective message and you're like, this is probably not for me, it definitely can be. It just means the man in your life or the man you are going to attract or that you are attracting is going to be that steady, stability, hardworking, focused, and ready, okay? Okay. And then the changes that are going to happen aren't going to be drastic. It's not going to be anything that's going to really throw you off the course. It's going to be something that is part of your destiny. Everything that is happening is meant to happen. Whether it's looking slow right now, whether it's not looking like what you're expecting, keep your faith. Keep doing the work, okay? Because the change is meant to happen. Okay, and if you feel like things haven't been as balanced, that's okay. If you feel like maybe you've been putting in more work than the average person, that's the point. Because if you weren't putting in all of that hard work, if you weren't making the right decisions, because this is what this is about, making the right decisions too. Making sure you're doing the right thing, you're being self-aware, you're putting in the work, right? So if you don't decide to do those things, then you're not gonna get that steady life that you want, right? Right. But if you do, that's when that abundance is going to come in. And when I say abundance, I don't just mean money, guys. When I say rich, it doesn't mean money. You're going to be rich and abundant in life. You're going to have a home, a family, like all of the things that really make somebody feel whole, right? That's what it's about. And creating that for yourself, right? And a lot of us have been feeling like, we know what we want, we know we can do it, but for some reason we've been struggling with lighting the fire under our own asses and really having the belief in ourselves. It's time to put our big girl hats on, our big boy hats on, find the strength, the willpower, believe in ourselves, make shit happen. Stop doubting. You don't have room for doubt. There's no room for doubt. Release the doubt, release the fear, release the worry, release the anxiety. Okay. Quite literally, because you need to release in order to attract, right? And in this next phase, remember, we're focusing on doing the right things, making the right choices, putting your energy where it needs to be so that you can get to that end goal. So if you're thinking right now, oh my God, I'm trying to find a relationship, I'm really focused on my romance, take a step back. It's not time for no loves, new beginnings. What you need to do is worry about filling your cup so that your cup overflows and you can put your energy where it needs to be, right? So you can get right back on the right track because you've been a little off the path, which is fine. It happens. With that being said, don't think that you need to do things alone, if you can't figure shit out on your own, get the help. Teamwork makes the dream work, as cliche as that sounds. And once you lock in and figure out who's truly going to support you, who can help you, what resources you can use, that's when this is saying you're not going in the right direction. We already know that you've been off the path. That's when you get the help, when you reach out, when you stop trying to do things on your own, that's when you're gonna get right back on that path and keep going and keep going. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's not about, don't be making excuses for yourself. Stop trying to deceive yourself, okay? Get out your own way, because this is about stability, making good choices, attracting the right thing, creating roots, setting roots for yourself, for the life you want, for the family that you want in the future, creating memories, healing your childhood trauma. Like, it's a very well-rounded thing going on here. It's like a full circle moment. That's why we have the faith. That's why we do the hard work, so we can get to the end goal, look back, reflect, and be like, wow, I really built this life for myself. I did that. And remember, all of this is, it takes time. Everything takes time, and there's always room for growth. There's always room for change, right? And so this message, this collective message, is telling you, take a step back, reflect, reevaluate. See if you're making the right choices, put your energy where it needs to be, release whatever is not for you, so you can start to really attract the right things, so you can start to refill your cup, right? So that you can do the hard work, you can keep the faith, or you're attracting the lifestyle and the things that you want, so that things can finally align, so you can become back on track. So if things have been foggy, it's becoming clear, okay? And y'all already know, and if you don't know, if you want a full reading, feel free to book a service on my website. $5 off everything on the website for this whole month. If you have questions, please reach out. I'm going to be doing more of these, and I'm hoping to start going live again very soon. I love y'all, and have a great day.